Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, boys and girls. Welcome back, my crypto family and friends. I hope you guys are doing all right. Now, yeah, I've been absent yesterday. I know, I'm really sorry about that. But in all fairness, not a lot has happened since none of the targets that we spoke of have been met. The first thing that I see is, of course, we entered and rejected the green zone. But as I told you 2 days ago, this level on the price action needed to be broken, or we are getting more downward pressure. And hold and be see and behold, this actually did happen. So now comes the next part. How far is this dip gonna go? Now, if this is stuff that you want to know more of, then I suggest you take something to drink, sit back, relax, and let's dive in together. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I needed that. I need to have a hydrated throat because this is going to be a big one. Of course, first things first, let's have a look at the long term because, as I said 2 days ago, long term is what's really, really concerning me most right now. As you know, we have our three strikes of bearish divergence, which usually don't bring good news. I know I have been called crazy on a few Telegram groups for saying that, I was worrying about the end of a bull run coming. I'm not going to be a complete doom boy, but right here, I'm very skeptical about being a moon boy as well. As you know, guys, we don't cater to either of those two parties. We're day traders, and what we want to do is make money off of the motion of this whole thing. And if the price goes down, well, so be it. It's really sad for the hodlers, but as day traders, we can make really good money shorting the downtrend. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying right now that we are confirming a downtrend. Okay, there are still a few levels that need to be broken before we can actually confirm this. And those levels are very easy to find. Number one, it will be this one. On the short term, it will be this one. Now, for a continuation to the upside, what we need is this here bullish divergence to be confirmed. And how do we confirm this? Well, the RSI is going to have to break this level over here. Now, I'm going to remove all my kitty scribbling because all this is, it's just messing up the chart. What we want to do now is just dive in, look at the long term, look at the short term, and then have a look and see if we can figure out where to set our boundaries. So first of all, let's look at the 1 hour chart because the 1 hour chart is the short term. And this is the first thing that I usually look at. What are the ranges for bounces here? Well, number one, I'm going to move this, this, and this, this, this. I'm just going to remove everything. There we go. Easy. So, for the short term, what we need to do is first, price would have to break this level, and both RSI are going to have to make a higher high before I can actually feel more comfortable in a bullish divergence, because that's what we have right here. This low is higher, this low is higher, so we do have a lower low on the RSI while having a higher low on the price action. So this is looking good potentially, but it's not confirmed just yet. Usually on a major correction, what happens, and we've seen this in the past many times, that is that actually the price is going to start dipping a little bit lower while the RSI holds a higher low. And this is already also a very nice confirmation, or at least not a confirmation yet, but it's a good sign to see that buyers are coming in. Of course, if buyers do not come in, what's going to happen? There are going to be some buyers, it's going to be weak people, and then the dumpers are going to start coming in, and then we will see just more continuation. So let's start with the beginning. Let's start with the high of this range, because at least we want to set our barrier to the upside so we know which range needs to be broken for this to show more strength. Okay, so over here on the RSI we have 61.4. Let's go with 61.4. I want to take it large. 61.4. And whoopsie, what does this give us? This gives us a range at 62,700. So basically, let me map this with a box, and you're gonna see it much better than 62,780 something. There we go. Okay, so we do have a range, and on the price action, basically making a higher high over this area over here would be good. Getting rejected from this red box would be bad. Okay, basically not even reaching the red box would just mean more continuation to the downside, but at least then we still have hope for price just making this lower low, this bottom pattern, and potentially maintaining a higher low. So let's look for a range over there as well. Let's see how this looks. So we got 21.36 on the RSI. Let's do 21.4. 21.4. Go. And this gives us a range all the way down to the mid 57,000. So still a lot of potential for this thing to be bought up. Okay, let's 100. There we go. It doesn't need to be exact to the dime, but what do we see? And this is pretty nice to see, actually. That is that if price rejects this box here, then basically we are still maintaining the trend line, which also could be a very good sign on the long term. Of course, now on the short term, personally, I would not be holding any long positions right now, because we are a little bit stuck in between heaven and hell. And this is not where you want to be sitting with a position. If you're in profit, take profit. If you bought the dip, then especially take profit, if you are one of the people who entered along somewhere over here, then I hope you took profit, and maybe comes your opportunity right here to get out of the position just to play it safe. It's not about squeezing the penny, the last penny out of any opportunity. It's about being as safe as possible, especially on those areas here where basically the chart is shouting reversal and pressure down. Okay, be very careful with what you're doing right here, because it's very easy to take a ticket down to Wreck City, and then it's gonna be like, oh, Bitcoin is a scam, I lost all my money, and yada yada yada. But basically, as a day trader, you should know that in these areas between ranges is not where you want to enter any kind of position. You want to wait for a confirmation and take a little bit more time to have short trade on your side, or at least at as much of the the chances of having the trade on your side. Did I say this right? Probably yes. Yeah, but who cares? Who cares? We're talking about numbers and money. We're not talking about saying the things correct. Because yeah, I'm a numbers guy. Sometimes you will see that I'm not very agile in the choice of words, and then sometimes I make a mess of what I'm saying. So here, for the short term, I'm going to make these boxes yellow. And then let's move over. Oh, maybe I'm going to add first. Let's go like this. Add some rays so that you guys can also see the price range on the labels, although I would suggest for you to do these analyses yourself again and again, because sometimes these things do change. No, it's not something permanent. As the price is moving, these RSI reads are going to become different, and it's always better to be as much updated as possible. So just pay attention to how I do these analyses, and then try to do them for yourselves as an exercise. Because I'm not shouting targets, I'm not telling you to enter here, exit there, do this, do that. What I'm doing is just showing you how I would go and analyze this entire chart, make my scribbles on the chart my way, and then use all these ranges to start thinking about potential strategies. That's what we're going to do, and I want you guys to do this for yourself as well. Now let's look at the 3-hour chart. Let's see if the 3-hour chart shows us a few more different things. And on the 3-hour chart, basically, maybe this could potentially be some sort of a bullish divergence, but it's not a real local low, and this is a real dip. So potentially it's going to be this area that we're going to be looking for. So let's measure it out, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the 5-hour chart just to see how much these two line up with each other. Let's see. So 32.3. Let's go with 32. Let's take it easy. Go. And this is giving us a range at 59, which actually is maybe a little bit too high for my liking. No, sometimes charts know better. Let's go over to the 5-hour chart. Pretty sure I'm gonna like a lot more. So here we have 30.1. And this would be 57,400, 500. So basically just lining up with this area. It's quite interesting. I'm just gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna make this one orange. There we go. And then, of course, we're going to go over to higher time frames. And there, what's really bugging me is that actually the 10-hour chart is not looking that bad. So this is where we're gonna have to make a difference between the long term, medium term, and the shorter term. So I think 10-hour chart is more medium term wise. It's not been wrecked just yet. But the daily chart, basically looks it looks like it might recover. It looks like it might recover um, as long as we don't break this low over here. I think this here, the 55,000 area, 55,600, depending on which charts you're looking at, this should be your indication that the trend is really, really getting ready to break. Of course, the final confirmation would be this one over here, setting a lower low with the price action and RSI both together. Then you really, really know that the next bounce is your opportunity to short. So let's make this a red box and let's read it out. Get 1.5. That's on the daily. So usually I don't go so far into these into the analyses, especially once, as long as we are holding a trend. I'm really happy with the short term, but once we are entering in those potential turnaround areas, then I think the long term becomes more and more important to keep your eyes on, because you don't want to get caught with your pen. Let's do it like this. This one, let's do it an orange one. There we go. Oh, boys and girls. Beautiful chart. Yes. Yes. Now I'm going to make a horizontal line over here. There we go. And of course, we still have quite some ranges to go. Okay, so it's not all said and done. This thing could potentially very easily turn back to the upside. And for the daily, what would it take for the daily to be confirmed as more of an uptrend? Then I would say breaking this local high over here at 69.2, and this would be set at 65,600. Okay, we're just gonna make it horizontal line. So maybe we want to make this green because there still is a little bit of hope. Okay, so yeah, now that we have all this, I'm going to take the Fibonacci tool and I want to compare and see where this leaves us, where we are sitting. Let's do it like this. There we go. And now we do have quite some support at the 618, which would actually line up with the 55,800 area that we have been marking off over here. Entering the red zone, I would really not expect price to rebound quickly, because once we enter the red zone, it's going to be a little bit of a fight between the bulls and the bears, because we have this huge volume node over here and a big volume node over here. So we're stuck between rock and a crazy place. Now, as long as we find some potential support above the 0.618, sitting at 50, let's say it's 56,000. Let's call it 56,000. I think we could still see the price recover and even build up some momentum to the upside. But all things in order, it's only on the long term, when we break 65,600, that I would confirm more continuation to the upside. As long as this target is not met, then I would not be, too eager to be longing or holding on to a long for too much. Rejecting the orange zone, bouncing off of the 618, I would strongly advise taking as much profit as you can. Don't be greedy. Bouncing off of the 0.5 or even the 382 here at the top of this volume node, things could be looking really good, and potentially there is a strong chance for breaking up to the upside. Now, on the short term, things are very, very different, because being rejected here in this area between 63,500 and 62,780, it's depending on your exchange, of course, but rejecting this yellow zone here would just create a lot of pressure, and then I would strongly, strongly believe that at least, at the very least, we are going to see this orange area being met. Also, remember, entering the orange zone, potentially we are going to break the trend line. This is going to be a change of behavior, and then a quick recovery. Same thing is not going to happen. Okay, so all that being said, I think this is more than enough for Bitcoin right now. We are stuck in between a rock and a crazy place. Literally, the crazy place is all the moon boys thinking that Bitcoin is going to go blindly to 100 and I don't know how many K. And then the rock is actually all these bearish divergences that have been building up right now. So yeah, potentially breaking through this yellow zone would already be much more hopeful, in my opinion. Maybe potentially a breakout trade. You could take a little bit of a chance here, but remember that it still could come down and look for some support before continuing. Of course, breaking above the 56,600, this would be your green light for a nice and strong continuation, and then we will see higher targets. But as long as any of these criteria have not been met, I would try to be as careful as possible, just to not to get caught with your pants down. Now I see I have 7 people in the playbacks, 0 likes. So guys, if you are sticking around this long anyway, just remember, hit that like button, please. It really helps push the channel a little bit more forward in the YouTube notifications and stuff. And also, don't forget, it warms my heart because I'm doing this for free. I'm putting a lot of time and effort in this, and seeing those likes rack up at least gives me quite some comfort knowing that people enjoy my content. Thank you very much. Now let's look at the dollar, because the dollar usually gives us a little bit of an indication what the other markets are going to do. And right here, right now, it looks like the dollar is ready to break down. This looks like, honestly, I'm really sorry for the people in the US, but this really is not looking all too good. Although maybe potentially there could be a chance for a bullish divergence over here. That is, if the Dixie breaks above 91.8, breaking out of this box, this could maybe be a potential area for a return back to the upside. But also keep in mind that the RSI will have to get broken on the same move up. So maybe I can just measure this out. This is at 62.6. Yeah, I love doing these things. Always do this. Try to measure these things out as much as possible. So yeah, like I said, 91.8. Just making a higher low over here would be a nice confirmation. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to remove this box area here, and I'm just going to set this one here at 91.8. There we go. So breaking above this, very nice. Not breaking above it, not so nice. And even then, breaking above this red line, we still have those areas, those major areas over here that will need to be broken eventually. Um, so yeah, this is not going to be very easy for the dollar to recover, and potentially, probably, the traditional markets are profiting off of this. As you can see right here, we have built out from a bullish divergence that has obviously played out very well. Right now, a little bit of a hesitation, but the market is still looking strong. So I think on the futures, on e-mini futures and the S&P and stuff, I think we are going to see more of a continuation to the upside. So this could speak very well for Bitcoin. It could actually be really good for Bitcoin, and this could mean that Bitcoin is going to continue on to its rally. But like I said, I'm a day trader, I'm not a speculator. Right now, it looks actually like Bitcoin is going to take a little bit more of a pressure down. And also, don't forget that this is Friday and the weekend traders are coming in. So, yeah, anything goes, and sometimes the rules are just being thrown out of the window. Now, let's look at the dominance, because the Bitcoin dominance has not been doing well. Um, and yeah, it really looks like just more continuation to the downside. It's not recovering all that quickly. Actually, it's not recovering at all. It's this is a downtrend. This is a massive dump in the face of the Bitcoin dominance. Um, yeah. So potentially, I would say altcoin season is going to continue. But remember, once altcoin season begins, this is usually the next part of the cycling of the cryptocurrency market. This is usually what happens. First, Bitcoin starts to rally like crazy. The altcoins get dumped and dumped and dumped to get into Bitcoin, and then eventually people are starting to switch all their cryptocurrencies, all their Bitcoin back into altcoins, because they see all these green numbers going. And then, yeah, oh my God, look at Doge. What the F is this? This is just madness. This is complete insanity on the face of its face. Um, yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, the Doge is out of the Doge, huh? Um, how crazy is that? Yeah, if you would have told me a few years ago that Doge was going to rally like this, I would have called you crazy. And this is just like straight parabolic moonshot. It's not even parabolic anymore. This is vertical. This is just vertical all the way up. Um, for all those who were holding Doge, I'm really happy for you guys. I can only hope that this thing continues, or at the very least that you're smart enough to take like a lot of profit here, because yeah, you just 5x'd your money, almost 6x'd your money. So yeah, if I would have been holding Doge, this is where I would be taking profit at least, for the very least. So yeah, this is it is beautiful. It's a beautiful and very interesting chart. So yeah, this is gonna be the wrap up for today. Altcoin season looking really, really good. Bitcoin, for now, I would be really very careful. Um, just because the altcoins have been doing so well, it's only logical to assume that a lot of the newcomers in this space, and seeing how far Bitcoin has been going up, it can only be that a lot of newcomers are in the space. So yeah, obviously, newcomers are going to be looking at what the altcoins are doing right now and trying to jump on the next train and the next train, just like the bull run of 2014 and bull run of 2017. So be very careful if you're a day trader, if you're into Bitcoin. Be just a little more patient until we have a confirmation of what is going to go on. I know this is boring like shit. You guys want to just be making money every day, but you know, on some charts, I would not feel comfortable advising jumping in right then and there. So I hope you guys appreciate my honesty about it. Um, and I really wish you guys the best of the best. The best of lucks and all those good things. Tomorrow, same time, same channel, same chart, of course. I'll try to be as punctual as possible, 5:30 p.m. UTC. Have a very, very nice Friday evening, afternoon, whatever, wherever you are at, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Very much.